Hello people of YouTube, it is I once again, the Great James, and after I'm recording this, I had just gotten off watching Yugioh HNGRY or Black Rain, so you know, I'm going to give a basic review of what happened in it, and then what I thought about the whole thing. So, in the movie, we get to see, we are introduced to new protagonist of Hungary, Hungry. I hate myself. I gotta teach myself to start saying hungry from now on, because that's the proper name from now on. I don't know why I keep saying Hungary. Maybe it's because I'm a big history buff. I don't know. But I'm gonna try to keep calling it what it's actually called from now on. So, you know, I'm going to try. Anyway, we're introduced to Yura and Akami. And well, Yura has Akami as a bit of a guardian angel sort of thing to protect him from all damage, even when it's just some random thug going around attacking him, considering, God forbid, Yura tries to stand up for himself. She's got to do it for him. She runs a bit of a rank 2 deck, not the worst deck I've ever seen, and it's just a pretty fine deck all around. And her character just seems to be, I'm your guardian angel, and I will do everything to help you, including die. Spoil warning. We're also introduced to Ryder, which is the dark side of Rawl. And why did I mention Ryder first? Because I remembered Ryder's name first. Probably because it's an American word. Anyway, Rawl is very upset, and he has a dark counterpart because he never got Xyz's monsters. You know how America had an evil dark counterpart because, you know, he was whipped by his father every day and basically tortured underground and had to live underground forever and could never even think about going outside? Yura has a dark side because... No, not Yura. Sorry. Rawl has a dark side because he never got Xyz's monsters. Crawling in my skin. I say that sarcastically, but that's the end credits theme. So, yeah. Really? That's your reasoning? Just, I never had Xyz's monsters. I know this is the Yu-Gi-Oh universe, so if you don't have the new summon mechanic, you're a scrub, but just like, you still have synchro monsters. There are other monsters. Just build a different freaking deck. This isn't the end of the world. Play elemental heroes. This is like one of the worst reasons for a dark counterpart I think I've seen. At least in the Yu-Gi-Oh franchise. He's like, maybe not in general, but just like, that's a terrible reasoning. Like, maybe if I had seen the other Yu-Gi-Oh HNGRY things first, that would have been in something else, but I didn't because I got commissioned by requested from RLDS to handle this one first, so I handled this one first. I'll probably go back and do the other seasons after this, but just like, what? And because he has it, so what happens is Raw gets beaten up by some random schmuck because he steals a Xyz monster run because, again, he never had Xyz monsters. And because of that, you know, Ryder just comes right the fuck out because I guess Raw just loses his temper or something like that. It's not really shown how he comes out. He doesn't even manipulate Raw in order to get him out. Just like, I'm here now. Okay. Ryder comes out. They're two separate beings, and, well, Raw runs away, probably pissing his pants. Ryder sends the random schmuck, okay, not to the Shadow Realm like it usually is. He just gives him some mysterious, vague illness which can go around killing people. Whatever, it's something different. I mean, it's different from the Shadow Realm for the 900th time. It's just, you know, you get used to the Shadow Realm after about 900 times. Maybe we'll go around carding people next. And then, after that, just Ryder going around committing genocide on, well, not genocide, considering he's just getting people sick, but the sickness causes a genocide, which, call it what you want. And then right after frickin' Yura and Akami find out about this whole darkness, the first thought is, should we be heroes? We should be heroes. We shouldn't be heroes. We're not ready to be heroes. But should we be heroes? We should probably be heroes. And our big heroes are so busy thinking about whether or not they should save the day that evil is afoot. Because the only way for evil to truly win is for good men to do nothing. I don't care if one of them is a girl. You know what I mean. Oi. So, yeah. After that, it just goes on Yura just goes on a ramp. Not Yura. I'm sorry. Since these are new characters, I just need some time to get used to the names. Ryder goes just around town just giving people mysterious illnesses. Now, the interesting thing is, he's not even bothering to duel them first. He's just giving them the illness. So this is a kind of a change on the Yu-Gi-Oh trope where it's just like, normally it's like, I duel, and if we duel, and if I win, I get to give you mysterious such and such. But this is just straight up like, no, I'm just going to give you the mysterious thing. Fuck that first part. And then he probably duels them. Just like, okay, that's a turn that I didn't see coming. It's just like, well, fuck the dueling. Let's just boom, you lose. Goodbye, sir. So he's just going around the town infecting people in nighttime, fortunately. So before anyone's just like, why can't anyone see these fuckers? He's just like, well, it's nighttime, so he's a dark character, so they can't see him. Not the worst reason in the world. Until, of course, Yura and Akami finally find him, or rather Raw, who is on the ground, most likely out of defeat at the hands of Ryder. And then Raw just kind of disappears, sort of, in a sense. And Raw has a bad habit of doing that. So Ryder just freaking decides, okay, fine, and screw this, I'm going to kill both of you. Who, I believe, I can't remember off the top of my head. This is what happens when I don't double check. I'm a moron. Anyway, Akami he wants to go up through Yura, but Akami gets in the way. They duel, and frickin' Ryder demolishes her. Because God forbid we let a woman get a big win in Yu-Gi-Oh! We just can't have her taking out the big bad. No. She needs to be the sacrifice for the protagonist to truly understand where his lot is in life and go below me. I'm not going to get mad at the series because it didn't do something new. It's just one of those things where just like, really? So far, the only freaking protagonist in Yu-Gi-Oh! That has done something of taking out the quote-unquote big bad is Onomatopoeia, and even then he just took out a random jerk face at a tournament. So it's just like, not even that dangerous of a guy, but at least just like, well, at least the woman won. I'm not mad at the show because it followed a usual trope. It's just, I'm kind of mad that the trope exists in the first place. So, nothing wrong against the people who made the movie. It just, yeah. To be fair, she did get some wins along the way. She beat up the random thug from earlier, who was all high and mighty because he runs a rank 6 deck. Maybe you shouldn't be so sure of yourself, and she was judging her because she runs a rank 2 deck. Pretty sure the rank 2 deck has more possibilities than the rank 6 deck. Not to say rank 6 deck is bad, just level 6 is a very odd monster choice to go into. Not the worst in the world. That would be level 11. That was the worst level of them all and the most awkward to go into. But it's just like, you're not really one to talk, mate. So, yeah. Akami gets freaking demolished completely, and she doesn't just get infected, she fucking blows up. Like, she fucking gets eviscerated. Like, everyone else is just like, okay, I'm hurt. Just like, I'm sick. The usual shit. And, with Akami, it's just, I'm fucking dead. Like, there's no... The only thing left of me is my Dark Storm card. That's it. Just like, what? It's because... Let me guess. It's because she has an extra Y chromosome, isn't it? Or an X chromosome. I'm not good with genetics. Because of the female, isn't it? I don't know. Again, I'm not trying to get mad at the people who made the show, and if I'm coming across as such, if you want to get mad at me for that, go right ahead. I won't blame you. It's just one of those things, just like, she's bloody obliterated, while everyone else just got either sick or just knocked on their feet, at worst. And she gets freaking eviscerated. Where did this come from? I mean, I can buy it because the attack points were just that high, but just like, what? I don't know. Also, for some reason, it took the wrong amount of points of damage, but whatever. I don't know. I don't even know how Pain Gainer works. So after that, Yura is correctly pissed off, and again, Ryder just decides, okay, before you do anything, I'm going to inject you with a super virus. So he injects him with the super virus, and then Yura goes Super Saiyan, essentially, considering was not unaffected by it, but just feels like he gets stronger or something like that. I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain. He gets some sort of bubble around him that makes him stronger or something, but Ryder isn't thrown off by it, so it might be part of his plan. I don't fully understand. And then Ryder lets him duel him. So, we get Ryder versus Yura. Yura gets a strong opening play, but, well, Ryder's stronger, so yeah. That's always well and good. And well, since he's got a rank 10 deck, while Yura's only got Boojins on his side. I know I've been mentioning the decks much, but there's not a lot of dueling in this Yu-Gi-Oh thing, so there's not much to really go into. There's a total of 3 full duels, and one of them's and one of them is the same guy twice. There's just like, not twice, but the same guy. So just sort of that thing again. I mean, there is a bit of a duel going on the sidelines, but that duel doesn't have a conclusion. It just gets interrupted. I know I'm not doing a very good job of recapping the movie, but I'm just trying the best I can from the pieces I have together, and my mind's a little fuzzy. This is what I get for working in the early morning shifts. Um, and so yeah, Yura gets infected by the super virus after that, and then he gets the bubble around him again, and we all would assume is meant to imply that he's super duper doomed. Then he gets struck by lightning, and that's a good thing considering it's him pull a new card out of his deck that lets him essentially double his Xyz monster's rank, so he gets to make Susano into a Thunder End Dragon. Why he runs a Thunder End Dragon is anyone's guess, considering he doesn't like, because I don't think there's any Boujin Vanillas besides the Pendulum. And spoiler warning, Pendulum monsters don't exist yet in this universe. We are as far as the Xyz dimension with this thing. So I guess it's one could say it's more reasoning as to why Raw is pissed off that he doesn't have an Xyz monster. But it's like, nah, I don't know. So yeah, he's got Thunder End Dragon. It's even worse considering there's no Boujin rank 8, level 8. So, and apparently you can never summon against it. Just like, this is like the worst monster you could have pulled ever. And why is it Thunder End Dragon specifically? Although it does have a nice little summoning animation and all that stuff. So it's just like, okay, you stand out from everyone else. And then Yura uses him to win the game. And utterly eviscerate Ryder. And send him packing. And after that, Yura is contemplating suicide, and apparently Raw wants to be friends with him so that he can teach him how to Xyz summon. Because even when Raw essentially caused the death and destruction of everyone that Yura held dear, it's more important that he knows how to Xyz summon. Is he supposed to be likable or not? You petulant little. Get to that when I mention the characters, because I've been going on for a while. After that, frickin' Yura doesn't jump off a bridge and doesn't get affected by the super virus. I can kind of buy that one more, considering, well, not that they can't buy him not deciding to jump off a bridge, but anyway, what happens is Yura doesn't get affected by the super virus, because I guess once we beat Ryder, the super virus just said, okay, we're gonna die off now. Tends to be what happens when we take out the villain, just like whatever evil they were doing, it just negated. And then he decides not to kill himself. That's for the best. Not that I'm complaining that he didn't decide to kill himself. Much more like I don't know. Just he lost everything he held dear. I better stick around for this for another year. And apparently Ryder somehow took over his body, even though they're split personalities. And my head hurts. So I guess the super virus caused Ryder to like put himself inside a bit of Yura's body. It's not really explained at all. I can kind of buy in the sense of just like sort of like how Bakura put a piece of himself in the Millennium Puzzle, like just in case something happened. So it's weird. It's just weird, you know. It's just not explained. Also, apparently, Ryder Yura is just making friends with Raw. Apparently, it's a headache. And then we end this with knowing that Yura is crawling in his skin because he lost all he holds near and dear. I'm sure all this would have had a bigger impact if I had any impact about these characters. Speaking of which, let's get to the characters. Might as well start with the main one, Yura. I have no idea what this guy's character is. He just seems to be like, I love my best friend. I lost my best friend. I am now crawling in my skin. Not much of a character there. Also, he doesn't have big aspirations to be a hero, which I could probably get behind if I had seen any of the other Yu-Gi-Oh! 7 or any of that stuff. So, I'd probably take that out on the chopping block, considering there are closed captionings on some of those, so I'll just take care of that. It's fine. Sorry, something stuck in my throat. So, yeah, Yura is not that most in-depth of characters, sad to say. Not bad, per se, it's just like, it's just bland. Like, if you thought Travis the Trainee was bland, and you haven't met Yura here, but we have more time to get into him. Now, again, not a bad character, just a bland character. And at the end of the day, there's nothing truly wrong with bland. Akami, you are there to be his guardian angel and then die. That's your character, essentially. You love your best friend, you died for your best friend, end of story. And apparently you helped your best friend into win a children's card game. By somehow summoning a Thunder End Dragon even though you run and rank 2s and 3s. How'd you even get your hand on a Thunder End Dragon? This just causes more confusion. Jeez, I'm coming down with something. So Akami's fine too. It's just kind of sad that we have this big woman character who seems like she could be so much more potential. And oh, but look, she's dead. Well, fuck that then, I guess. She's like, okay, just like we had a lot. She's like we could have gone a lot way with this character, but just like nope, dead. Just okay. I didn't realize I was watching Attack on Titan. I probably should have expected that, considering all the big monsters with level 10s, but, I guess that's my fault. Should have been a gimmick puppet giant grinder for me to truly realize the connection. As for Raw, he is a self-entitled bastard. Okay, not necessarily a bastard. And for the record, when I'm saying all this, I mean no offense to the actors. The actors are doing a fine job, and I have deep respect for everyone. I have respect for every single actor that I've ever covered in a Yu-Gi-Oh series, and they are no exception. Even, I hate Leslie from Revelations of the Seal of Orichalcos, but I have no ill will towards his actor. So, yeah, just want to make that one clear. I am not personally attacking you, I am attacking the character. That's all. So, yeah, Raw's a self-entitled bastard because poor you. You only got an Xyz monster. You never got an Xyz monster. I'm so sorry for your loss. That perfectly makes it okay for your darkness to just kill everything I hold dear. I know it's definitely not you. It's an evil counterpart, so it's not the same thing. It's like, that is again, this is the most petty reasoning for an ultimate darkness I've ever seen in my entire life. And at least one of them. Again, the reasoning behind Raw being evil could have been better, at least. Like, I don't know. Maybe we'll learn more in terms of he had bad parenting or something. Just like, there's gotta be something more than just, I never got an Xyz monster. Mommy. Ugh. Cry me a river. Just play trap tricks or some shit. I don't know. Oi. Just play plant synchros or something. I don't know. This isn't the end of the world. Just play something else. Oi. Also, apparently underground arachnid affects his mind or something. So just like, okay, so he has a spider fetish. There is no spider archetype for that, but just like play trap tricks. I know they have an Xyz monster that you can't summon, but the trap tricks monsters themselves aren't bad. Oi. And yeah, pendulums and links don't exist, so yeah. I mentioned that earlier considering the Xyz monsters are the most recent stuff, so yeah. I know I keep saying so yeah, but it's my catchphrase. Bite me. As for Ryder, he is the guy who is just the darkness because the poor guy never got an Xyz monster. How petty. I keep going into that because it's a bad point. It's just... And then he just infects everyone with a vague super virus that just goes around killing people, or at least hospitalizing them. So just like, yeah, there's no real character there. It's just like, he's evil for the sake of being evil, but that's not necessarily bad considering he was founded upon evil. It's like Yami Merrick. Just like there's no good there because there was never any good there. He's an evil counterpart. He isn't supposed to be good. Just, he can have a justified reasoning behind his evilness, but he is not automatically good for it. It's just one of those things, you know? So, not much to say about anyone else. Just like, those are the ones that matter. Those are the main four guys, and could have done better, could have done worse. And the kids at the start of the movie that were expressing the background history, they're fine. Like, I have no idea who these people even are, but they're fine. I mean, I've seen worse child actors. Be grateful they're not Anakin. I haven't even seen Star Wars, and I know that's a bad child actor example. It's the Black Rain is a confusing mess. It's not bad per se. It just feels like there's a lot of potential for more here, but we decided not to take it. I'm going to check out the other Yu-Gi-Oh! Hungry things, considering I truly want to understand more of this series. If I could say anything positive for that, I am truly invested in this series. I want to know more of this and see if I'm missing something, because the end credits show that there was more history to this, and I want to know more of this, and then maybe I'll come back to Black Rain one day, and once I have the background history, truly give it what it deserves, considering right now, I'm just shooting from off the hip, you know? Just like, I have no idea what's going on, so I want context. So, again, I'm going to try out some more Yu-Gi-Oh! Hungry thing in the future, so... Again, stay tuned for that, I guess. I don't know when I'm going to be covering it, but maybe I'll tell RLDS when it comes to that, considering they requested that in the first place. So, you know. I don't know if I had to rank this movie, I guess I'd go with a C+ for now, considering everything else was just fine. It's just one of those things where just like, I don't know how I feel with this. So I guess I'd go with a C+, B- sort of grade. That's just how I feel like it. Nah. Next time I go to a review thing, I'll probably be handling Vori. Yeah, I gotta deal with, freaking, what was it called? virtual on, considering I've been procrastinating on them. So next time we take care of a Yu-Gi-Oh film, it'll be Vori. Maybe next week, maybe sooner. I don't know. Until the next time, this is the Great James signing off. Sorry I couldn't say nicer stuff, but I don't have many things to say on it right now. Until next time, see ya.